So there's some new data, a bunch of news, a couple of updates that I want to go ahead and cover, especially because there's conversations happening out there about Tesla stock potentially doubling in just a short amount of time. So I want to go ahead and cover these things and have that conversation with you guys. So the first thing I really just want to go ahead and cover is Master Plan 3. See, Tesla covered Master Plan 3 during Investor Day, but just recently we had Tesla on their Twitter page just pull out a full blown out report on their Master Plan 3. Now, this report is very long, right? There's a few pages that I think are very interesting that I wanted to just highlight and parse through with you guys. So one of the things I specifically wanted to go ahead and cover with you guys are the new vehicles in the fleet, right? So I wanted to show you guys this. So we have under vehicle type compact, and it says TBD, to be determined, right? Now, this is most likely the next generation vehicle that has been talked about that's going to cost roughly half of the cost of the Model 3. You know, it's around, the number out there is 25,000. Now, what's really interesting is when you look at this, report that's came out from Tesla, they're saying vehicle sales from this, specific vehicle that's not even out there yet is 42 million, right? Now, this is honestly 3 times more the sales from, the Model 3, because we have mid-size Model 3 / Model Y 24. Now, if you were just to slash that and just equally divide it, well, Model 3 would be 12. So this is 3 times more that, Tesla's expecting this vehicle to sell. Now, this kind of makes sense because one of the things that Elon has mentioned in the past repeatedly is that, a ton of people want to go ahead and purchase an EV, especially Tesla, right? But the problem is the price. I mean, not everyone could afford a, $80,000, $40,000 vehicle, right? And so, imagine a car for 25,000. I mean, new Hondas out there like 25,000. So if I had the choice as a consumer, right, an everyday person between a Honda or an EV vehicle for the same price, well, I'm probably gonna try the EV vehicle. Now, something else interesting is that over here we have bus, and it says to be determined. Now, to my knowledge, this is the first time we actually hear about a bus for Tesla. Now, if we take a look into something that was shown through us from Investor Day, we know, okay, well, there looks like there's a, Sprinter van, and then next to it looks like the next generation vehicle, but we didn't see anything about a bus. So this was pretty interesting to say or see there that, hey, they have a, idea for a concept of a bus coming soon. Pretty interesting stuff. Now, I encourage you guys to read the entire report yourselves if you're interested, because really I'm just cherry picking or highlighting the things that struck out to me. For example, one of the things that was pretty interesting was this over here where it says electric vehicles are approximately 4 times more efficient than internal combustion engine vehicles, ICE vehicles, due to higher powertrain efficiency, regenerative braking capability, and optimized platform design. And then over here we see that passenger cars for ICE vehicles get 24.2 miles per gallon versus electric vehicles, right, passenger electric vehicles, 115 miles per gallon equivalent, right? That's what the E stands for, right? So 4.8 times more efficient, and we see that trend going down with trucks and vans, right? So definitely pretty interesting. And then going back into that example of, wait, a $25,000 EV from Tesla or a 25,000 Honda, like an ICE vehicle, well, as a consumer, even if I wasn't, somebody, this is maybe biased because I'm obviously, an investor for Tesla, but even if I had no affiliation with Tesla, just an everyday person, I think it's very obvious that, hey, I'm gonna go for the EV vehicle, right? Especially because we're having regulations sweep through, like in places in California where, it makes sense that you want to get an EV to really just accommodate to the regulations that are coming out there. For example, California, I remember in this channel mentioning how they're trying to implement a plan where you're gonna need to have an EV vehicle by 2030. So obviously as a consumer, it makes sense to go ahead and purchase that EV vehicle. Now, I also wanna highlight this tweet by Gary Black. Now, if you guys don't follow Gary Black on Twitter, I highly recommend it just because he has a lot of great updates and information with Tesla. And this is where the doubling kind of comes in with the conversations, right? So in this recent tweet, he really just highlighted catalyst events for Tesla, right? And as you see, there's a bunch. I mean, we have a ton coming out this year. Q1 earnings per share likely to beat. Again, we know that earnings is right around the corner, right? 2, Megapack revenue doubling year over year. Again, this is, with the earnings coming right around the corner. Then, of course, 3, the 7,500 EV tax credit clarity. Again, we're probably going to have an update on that, pretty much around once they announce their earnings. And then new GF announcement. Now, when I first read this, for some reason, my mind was like, how does a new announcement of a girlfriend make sense for Tesla? Like, what? Like, I was just confused, but obviously, it just took me a few moments, for me to really just understand, okay, this is Gigafactory, okay? So new Gigafactory announcement for second quarter, right? And then Twitter CEO announcement for third quarter. Now, this is pretty interesting because remember back in 2022, part of the reason why Tesla's stock was capitulating was because individuals believed that the acquisition of Twitter was terrible because now Elon won't be able to focus on Tesla. He has his mind on Twitter. So again, having an announcement for a CEO on Twitter could definitely be very bullish news for Tesla. This is definitely a catalyst event. Now, I also want to just go on and see or say here that, number 7, we have the Cybertruck, which we know is coming sometime this year. Elon Musk has repeatedly said that. And then number 8, the 25,000 compact vehicle, And then on top of that, at the end, he has a $370 price target in the next 6 to 12 months. Now, me personally, I think this is a little bit on the high end, but then again, at the end of the day, if all the if everything lines up, right, this is definitely possible. Remember when Tesla did like 900% back in 2020? I know although the overall market, everything went up, but Tesla did 900%. And so if we just have all the cards stack up, again, back like how in 2020 we had the new Gigafactory in China, if we just have a bunch of good news stacked up for Tesla, well, this is actually in the realm of possibility. Now, in the beginning of the video, I mentioned how there's also some news that I want to go ahead and cover. And so one of the things I want to cover is the fact that Tesla is cutting prices again. Now, while some individuals may see this as bearish, there's other individuals that may see this as bullish. Now, I want to go ahead and just kind of go through the article real quick, and then you guys let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. So here in the article, it says Tesla is reducing retail prices as it says stricter US standards will reduce the 7,500 tax credit that's currently available for the Model 3. At the same time, several automakers are becoming more price competitive as consumer interest in electric vehicle continues to grow, because obviously there is a growth in consumer interest for EV vehicles. Right now, it goes on to say that Ford, for instance, has lowered the price of the Mustang Mach-E by an average of $4,500 per car. Now, here's the thing, guys. One of the things I've said a multitude of different times on this channel and why I'm bullish for Tesla long term is because Tesla is one of the few companies that you could buy stock in where they have pricing power, right? So here's the thing. Tesla, because of their vertical integration, they have something where they could actually lower their prices on their vehicles, stay competitive, but stay profitable. See, a lot of these other, legacy automakers, they can lower their prices all they want and try to be competitive, and that's completely fine, right? But the thing is, are they profitable? I mean, we talked about on this channel how several automakers are talking about becoming profitable in 2026, while Tesla's currently profitable, and what they're working on is actually scaling up further so that they become more profitable and can actually meet the demand. Now, real quick, I want to go ahead and talk about my view for Tesla, both from the long-term perspective and the short-term perspective, but I just want to do a quick reminder that if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to tap that beautiful subscribe button, and if you are subscribed to the channel, maybe hit that like button, right? But with that being said, I want to go ahead and talk about Tesla's stock price. Now, from the perspective of a trader, one of the things I mentioned is that, okay, well, there's a lot of volume by price over here at this price level with Tesla. And I sound like a broken record at this point talking about this. So this is why in the short-term trading account, I'm really not trading Tesla as I was aggressively before, because when Tesla was going down, yeah, in my short-term account, I would short Tesla, right? And when Tesla was going up in my short-term account, yeah, I would buy calls for Tesla, right? But at this very moment right now, I'm really not trading Tesla as there aren't crazy movements happening. But what I have been doing is slowly adding more to my long-term portfolio. I mean, a couple of weeks ago when we had Kathy Wood actually sell Tesla, I actually was buying more shares of Tesla. Now, I did make a video explaining the reason why Kathy Wood sold shares of Tesla. It wasn't because she's bearish. It was just, her just kind of trimming the fat to have a 10% allocation of Tesla. But, all things aside, I'm actually still adding more shares of Tesla into my long-term portfolio. So for me personally, until Tesla either breaks above this area or below this area where there's a lot of volume by price, my short-term trading account, I'm really not trading that. I mean, there's a lot of other opportunities to trade. For example, Apple, we just had Nancy Pelosi just, buy millions of dollars or exercise her option contracts. So there's definitely always something else to trade. And so that's why, I don't always have to trade in my short-term trading account. But of course, for my long-term investing account, I'm really not worried either. But with that all said and done, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on Tesla doubling and its stock price in the next 6 to 12 months? I mean, that's pretty bullish, right? So, I mean, we already know that a lot of, ETF managers are predicting, Tesla to quadruple, triple its price by 2030, but, by doubling in the next 6 to 12 months, now that's pretty interesting. So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on Tesla in the short term and the long term. And with that being said, before you guys go, make sure to watch this video right over here. And if you already saw that video, then make sure to watch this next video right over here, because that video